Good Tuesday morning, everyone, and thanks for joining us from the Ohio AgNet, the voice you know at the News You Trust studio, sponsored by BASF and Certain Corn Herbicide. Unleash residual power early to allow for pre or post application to attack weeds at their weakest. I'm Joe Everett. Well, currently 18 degrees outside here at the farm this morning. We do rise a little bit in temperatures. Highs will be in the 30s. We'll have a full forecast update for you shortly. Some quick calendar reminders. Ty, Dusty, and myself will be at the Commodity Classic this week. Make sure you tune in on Thursday for the midday broadcast in San Antonio, brought to you by Cropland, quality seed genetics, backed by some of the industry's leading data for better fertility, crop protection, and fungicide decisions. Learn more at cropland.com. Then make sure you tune in with us on Friday as we visit with Meristem Crop Performance. On February 27th, Meristem Crop Performance helps farmers take cost out and produce more bushels for less. Now let's check in with Dusty Sonnenberg for some information on cover crops.
I'm joined this morning by Rachel Henry. She is the Water Quality Extension Associate in Defiance, Van Wert, and Paulding counties. Rachel, for folks that haven't used cover crops, and I know that number is increasing as far as those that are using them, but for those that haven't, especially with livestock, what are some of the concerns they would have, why they haven't tried yet?
Cover crops can be very finicky. There's a lot of planning that goes into it, so extra management, extra passes across the field. You really need to have backup plans. You need to have 2 or 3, actually, in case plan A and B fail. So a lot of guys are scared by that. Also, unpredictable spring weather. If it gets too wet in the spring and we have issues terminating when the cover crop should be terminated, it may get away from us that way. So a lot of guys are just apprehensive. It's a new practice, but there's a lot of materials and specialists out there that can help to minimize those issues.
Let's flip the question now. What are some of the real advantages you've seen for guys that have implemented cover crops that have livestock and manure to manage?
The main thing is just building that soil. So improving our soil is going to give us a better ability to hold on to nutrients. It's going to give us a better opportunity to hold on to water that comes in either through precip or when we get those really heavy rain events all at once. It's going to be better to hold on to that. And in a manure system, we're not going to see as much runoff or leaching through that soil profile.
Great information. Again, my guest today is Rachel Henry. She's the Water Quality Extension Associate in Defiance, Van Wert, and Paulding counties. Rachel, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
Reporting for the Ohio AgNet, I'm Dusty Sonnenberg.
Hey, thanks, Dusty, for the update. Ag Secretary Brooke Roland said the enrollment period is open for the Farmer Bridge Assistance Program, which provides $11 billion in one-time bridge payments to row crop producers and $1 billion for specialty crops. Roland said improving the farm economy is the top priority of the agency. We have simplified and streamlined the application process for the bridge program to ensure producers get the financial assistance they need as quickly as possible when kicking off their spring planting season, Roland said. If our farmers are not able to economically continue their operations, then we will not be able to feed ourselves in this country. Now let's tune in to learn more about a family leading the next generation for their livestock operation. Our own Brianna Smith has the story.
Jordan Marks is helping lead the next generation of his family's livestock operation. He and his wife Summer run Marks Genetics in Botkins, Ohio, where they raise competitive club lambs for young exhibitors across the country.
Summer and I took over full-time the operation and the day-to-day about 5 years ago. Some goals we have as an operation. Number one, we want to operate with honesty and integrity and be seen as those kind of people within this industry and people that you can trust to work with. But, two, we want to raise highly competitive show lambs that end up into, some of the best homes in the country. We want to help you get to your goals and reach your goals if you so need them or so want the help. Just want to continue to try to push the limits of what we can do here in terms of raising high quality sheep and be able to continue to utilize the best technology available to do so.
You can watch the full video interview with Jordan Marks online at ohioagnet.com. Reporting for Ohio's Country Journal and Ohio AgNet, I'm Brianna Smith.
Hey, thanks, Brianna, for the update. Well, sign up for the Dairy Margin Coverage Program ends this Thursday, February 26th. The National Milk Producers Federation is urging farmers to apply for the program as part of the risk management strategy that helps dairy producers weather economic swings. Dairy margin coverage is an essential part of the dairy farmer's business resilience, said Greg Dowd, president and CEO of MFPF. Smaller farmers gain important protection against lower margins, while larger farmers gain catastrophic coverage at little or even no cost. He added that the sign-up is the first since the program was reauthorized last year and includes coverage improvements as well as 25% premium reduction for a long-term commitment. Farmers can benefit greatly from participating in the program that has literally helped thousands of dairies. Dowd said, farmers who are interested in participating in the program can complete their paperwork in consultation with their local FSA office. Now let's take a look at today's weather, which is brought to us by Seat Consultants. Simply better performance online at seatconsultants.com. Here's the forecast.
Some decent sunshine trying to emerge over Ohio today. I'm Chief Meteorologist Ryan Martin. Quick forecast update for you here. Overall, no major changes. It's going to be dry today, beginning to end. Our winds across the Great Lakes have subsided just enough so that we don't see any lake effect cloud cover affecting the Buckeye State today. No precipitation. Overall, a good day, except for the fact that it's still pretty doggone cold. Now moving forward, we do see a little bit of cloud cover trying to get into northern parts of Ohio tomorrow with a clipper to the north, no precipitation. And then tomorrow night into Thursday, there's cloud cover moving over southern parts of the state. Rain and snow both possible from I-70 southward after midnight tomorrow night, right on through with Thursday. Liquid equivalent totals under half an inch for the most part, but still could be a bit of a mess, especially the closer you get to I-70. Friday, we see sunshine coming back and warmer temperatures emerge. We're mild for the start of the weekend on Saturday, but do have a colder push coming on the Sunday with maybe some snow late. I'm Ryan Martin.
Hey, thanks, Ryan, for the update. Coming up, Ty Higgins catches up with David Marison from Ohio State about a new statewide initiative. That's all coming up next here on the Ohio AgNet.
Ohio farmers are excited about the approval of Striax dicamba herbicide for in-crop soybean use. For a limited time, B&B AgVantages in Conover, Ohio, are reopening cash discounts and financing on Asgrow soybeans. This is a fantastic opportunity to return to the proven yield performance of Asgrow soybeans and the strong weed control system of the XtendFlex system. Orders must be placed and paid for by March 13th. Contact B&B AgVantages for details at 937-368-3880.
Farmers, crop consultants, certified livestock managers, and agribusiness leaders. Keep up with the latest trends in agriculture March 10th and 11th at the Conservation Tillage and Technology Conference at Ohio Northern University in Ada. Increase your knowledge and bottom line with over 60 presenters. Register for the conference today at cttcohio.com and get exclusive access to videos of the sessions after April 15th. CCA and CLM credits included. Welcome back to the Ohio AgNet. I'm Ty Higgins. A new statewide initiative, the Ohio Farm Transition Network, has officially launched operations to address one of the most pressing challenges facing Ohio agriculture, helping farm families successfully plan for the transition of their farms to the next generation. David Marison joins us this week. He is with Ohio State, their farm management specialist and interim director of the Farm Financial Management and Policy Institute. David, always great to see you. Welcome back.
Thanks, Ty. Appreciate you having me on.
For those who don't know, what is the Ohio Farm Transition Network and what's its purpose?
Well, the Ohio Farm Transition Network it's a pretty amazing collaboration of entities, organizations that have come together to support farm families in the real critical planning area of farm transition and estate planning.
You and I have talked about this before. I've talked to a lot of different organizations about succession planning, and it just goes to show how important that topic is for the future of Ohio agriculture. There were so many different resources in so many different places.
Yeah, and if you look around, Ty, people knew that farm transition and estate planning is one of the greatest risks that we have to overcome as producers. So whether it was an Ohio Farm Bureau event, an OSU extension event, Ag Credit, Farm Credit, nationwide, you name it, it could be corn and wheat, soybean council. Everybody was focused on farm transitions and helping farmers overcome or navigate that complexity of the legal and the financial, as well as maybe some of the family dysfunctionality that exists when it passing a farm on from one generation to the next. So all of our organizations were working separately on the same issue. And the genesis of the Ohio Farm Transition Network is really as organizations, can we come together as one solid voice to surround our farmers to be able to help them in this critical area called farm transition and estate planning?
As much as we talk about this, there are still the vast majority of farm families that do not have a plan in place. Even though they may know how important it is, starting that conversation sometimes is very, very hard. How do you measure progress in the way that farm families take this information, but also take that next step in putting plans together for the future?
Yeah, and we've been bouncing numbers, and there hasn't been deep research in the area as far as pure numbers, but I think most are comfortable with that. Only 20 to 30% of farms have a written transition plan. In fact, it may be a little less here. We know that farmers have a transition plan, but it's up in their head and they've thought a lot about it, but they haven't formalized the entire process. So part of this progress is that, yes, we want to start being able to track the progress that is being made on Ohio farm families to see that farm transition plans are getting out of the head of the managers and into a form which then is shared across the board from generation to generation in their farm family. So we're going to do, part of our charge is, how do we better track progress? How do we better track impact of what the Ohio Farm Transition Network will do? So there's a lot of enthusiasm. There's a lot of energy. I'm just shocked on the people. We're getting folks from professionals saying, we're excited. We know this is needed. This ties into some other things that we're doing at Ohio State. So on our side from Extension as a land-grant university, we're just excited that this is another way we can help farmers.
Great information, great program, and great work being done by David Marison and his team. He is with Ohio State, the Farm Management Specialist and Interim Director of the Farm Financial Management and Policy Institute. Talking about the Ohio Farm Transition Network, and appreciate your time and all the information, David. Good to see you.
Yeah, my pleasure, Ty. Appreciate you having me on.
Hey, thanks, Ty, for the update. Coming up next is the grain analysis in your overnight markets here on the Ohio AgNet.
Looking for heavy equipment but don't know where to buy? Purple Wave Auction has you covered. Always online and always no reserve. It's your destination for construction or ag equipment ready to work. We even sell semis, trailers, and fleet equipment for your operation. Best part? It's free to join. Head to purplewave.com. That's purplewave.com. Sign up for a free account and start bidding today. Purple Wave Auction, the easiest and most straightforward way to buy and sell equipment.
Life on the farm moves fast, and so does the news that matters to you. Stay ahead with the Digital Daily from Ohio AgNet and Ohio's Country Journal. Each morning, get the top ag headlines, market trends, weather updates, and the stories shaping Ohio agriculture, all delivered right to your inbox. It's free, it's easy, and it keeps you informed before the day gets going. Sign up now at ohioagnet.com for the Digital Daily and get yours first thing in the morning.
It's now time for today's market analysis, which is brought to you by the Louis Dreyfus Company, excited to bring the brand new soybean crush facility to Upper Sandusky, Ohio. Learn more about marketing your soybeans with LDC at 574-566-2113. Here's Ryan Martin.
Grain markets worked through a choppy Monday where at the close of the day, only old crop corn and new crop soybeans were positive along with bean oil. The market tried to work through all of the different Trump headlines out there, and we were working into the South American forecast, which offers not much change and not much hurdles to overcome for harvest to continue to roll forward down in that part of the world. Rumors were circulating yesterday that the EPA was submitting its proposal to the White House. You know, we've heard this before. I guess I'll believe it when I see it, whether or not we get any change in A, the RVOs, and B, SREs, so the small refinery exemptions. Will those be reallocated or not? Also turns out that China and U.S. trade stories are not going away either. Now, the U.S. is investigating China for its non-compliance with the Phase 1 agreement. Never a dull moment when it comes to ag trade. I'm Ryan Martin.
Hey, thanks, Ryan. Now let's take a look at your overnight trade brought to us by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance online at seedconsultants.com. March corn trading up a half to $4.28. May corn $4.40.5, up a quarter. As we look to soybeans, March $11.32, down 2 1/4. May soybeans $11.48, down 1 3/4. And July wheat $5.84 3/4, up 2 1/2. As we turn to livestock, February live cattle $244.97, down $1.60. April live cattle $239.25, down $2.75. April lean hogs $93.70, up 2 cents. May lean hogs $98.65, up 37 cents. And April feeder cattle $361.35, down $3.70. This is the Ohio AgNet.